Wow, let's go ahead and get into it. So Chris Paul traded to the Warriors for Jordan Poole. So let's talk about it from the Warriors side. This is the more important side. The Wizards is pretty clear what they're doing. For the Warriors, I think, hey, Jordan Poole, they won the finals last year, lost in the conference semifinals this year. In the finals last year, Jordan Poole was a non-factor. In the conference semifinals this year, he was a non-factor. You can blame the punch with Draymond Green or not, but it's happened. Obviously, Dre is a mainstay, and I think that he's going to stay, even though he opted out. I think he's going to stay and sign a team-friendly deal. I think that's what's best for him in his career. So if you're looking at it from the Warriors' perspective, this guy does not help in what we need to do. Even when we reached our pinnacle and winning the title, right? He was not helpful in that. And that's what we're about with the Warriors. Till Steph Curry's gone, we're going to try to maximize that window and try to win the title. This guy doesn't help him that. In fact, he's hurting that because of these new rules that pretty much came in because of the Warriors and their big monstrous payroll. He's going to hurt us down the future. So Chris Paul, bringing him in for Jordan Poole, his contract comes off the Bucks next year. That's a way for us to, maybe get underneath this massive tax burden that we've been paying and get underneath this apron. That's one thing. I think, secondly, Chris Paul is going to be a better player for them than Jordan Poole. He can actually help them in these playoff series. Now, does he fit? Is the fit the cleanest? No, I don't think the fit is the cleanest. Chris Paul, when he was on the Suns, uh, they had to ask him to please, shoot the threes when you're open. It's just not really his game to be a catch and shoot guy. But I'm guessing, with Steph Curry getting up there in age and Steph Curry actually being able to be an off ball guy who's, ran all these pin downs and coming off screens and, he moves like helter skelter. Chris Paul can handle the ball while Steph Curry's doing that. Obviously, Chris Paul can play all the minute that Steph Curry's playing. Steve Kerr in his time has never been a fan of playing his guys 45, 46 minutes in a playoff game. So, Chris Paul being on the team can help you do that. And finally, obviously, Chris Paul's mindset is obviously to win a title. Now, does this work schematically? A lot of it's going to depend on Chris Paul because, I don't think you can truly start him because your team is going to be too small. So is Chris Paul coming off the bench? Is he cool with that? He's going on a book tour and he's constantly being asked about winning titles and his legacy. Is he okay winning a title on Steph Curry's team and possibly coming off the bench? Is he cool with all this? Again, this is only a 1-year deal. They could trade him at the deadline. I think they could still buy him out. So hey, if it doesn't work, you could trade him at the trade deadline. He's going to be an expiring contract, so you could probably get value from teams who are going for it and then deciding, hey, we're not good enough. Let's parachute out of this. So it makes sense on that side. It's just wow. It's just like the Clippers and the Warriors had this fierce, intense rivalry. That's when the Warriors first stepped on the scene, and there's that iconic meme of Chris Paul fake laughing with Steve Kerr, and they just had battles on top of battles on top of battles. For him to go to the Warriors it's just crazy. For the Warriors, they pursued this 2-track and were light years ahead of everyone, and they drafted Wiseman and Moody and Kuminga, and Jordan Poole was supposed to be the best out of the bunch of them. And it's probably a tough pill to swallow to see, hey, Wiseman's gone, Poole's gone, and purely cost-cutting moves. This isn't we're trying to get, I guess Chris Paul is going to be a better player than Jordan Poole, especially in the playoffs, but these are cost-cutting moves. These aren't moves to where we're adding talent for the future. And that's got to hurt. You look at it from the Wizards' perspective, it makes sense. Obviously, they're trading guys and Tyus Jones last night and Jordan Poole, who are young. The Wizards, I guess, are probably not going to be in any type of playoff contention. I think that they're trading off any parts that have value expeditiously. So, they are adding them boosts, to the arena. So fans are gonna turn up, and Jordan Poole, Jordan Poole loves it bad. He might get distracted by the booth. You know what I'm saying? He might look at the booth and be like, okay, yeah, I'm trying to go over there instead of playing the Knicks tonight. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that might work in their favor. They're trying to tank anyway. So uh it's just crazy. The NBA is the best soap opera. The NFL doesn't have this type of mobility because of the franchise tag, and I just love that this league just has madness and craziness like that. So shout out to Chris Paul, shout out to the Warriors. Again, I think this is a cost-cutting move. You got to get Jordan Poole's salary out of there. The punch, no punch. He didn't get punched last year in the finals, and he was trashed there. So you can't really blame his trashness on Draymond Green solely, right? So we got to keep it, I keep it pure here. I keep it real. We can't blame his trashness solely on Draymond Green dope fiending him like he did. You know what I'm saying? We gotta say, hey, you didn't play well in the finals either. You didn't play well versus the Lakers, and you didn't get punched in the finals versus the Celtics. At least we don't know of. Maybe he did get punched before the Celtics series, but he's just a guy that he just doesn't really fit the Warriors style of ball. There's the Steph Curry getting so mad he got ejected from the game because he threw his mouthpiece because this guy shot a crazy shot. He's not really an intellectual type of player that the Warriors were always this, intellectual fury, the intellectual storm where it's not, there's a method to the madness. His is just madness. His is just madness and being tempted by lower level girls. So I don't really understand it. So I like to trade for them. This is definitely a wild moment. They said this is going to be a wild off season, and that's what we're seeing. So let me know what you think. Leave me a comment, subscribe, and as always, the game is the game.